Hi friends, welcome to dinner. It is tomato, garlic, and chicken night, and here we are. I have a ton of tomatoes that have come in. Various folks have dropped them off, which has been great. I've got 3 chicken breasts chopped up into chunks. Chicken is not the star of this dish, the tomatoes are. So I've got chicken and tomatoes. We've got a whole head of garlic minced. So that's probably 2 tablespoons. If you're using jarred or if you're using a paste, this is about 2 tablespoons. But I just minced a big old head. That's that. I've got a box of feta. So this is 8 ounces of crumbled feta, thank you, Trader Joe's. And I've got a ton of basil that I'm just gonna rip up. You could eat this over rice, you could eat it over rice or quinoa, or we're probably just gonna eat over spinach. That's what we're having for dinner. But I wanted lots of little tiny bits of basil. I just picked all the biggest leaves off of my basil plant. So that's what I've got. Here we go. Ton of tomatoes, different varieties of tomatoes. I'm gonna do 4 tablespoons of olive oil, salt and pepper. That's it. Simple, simple, simple. You could put other herbs in here if you wanted. I'm not going to do a ton of salt because the feta has salt, but the tomatoes need salt. And the tomatoes are going to give us extra juice as well. I'm going to bake this at 350, close to an hour. I'm going to mix everybody together, get everybody mixed in. Like I said, we're probably just going to eat this over spinach, because we're looking for lighter. Is that the top? No. It's that season where people just keep dropping off vegetables, which is really nice. I found a bag on the front porch, and I found quite a few on my desk this week. Not gonna complain. Not gonna complain at all. But it's really fun to see. Some of them are green, some of them are red, some of them are heirlooms, some of them were just regular. I have not cut them into small bites. I've cut them into big chunks. And I've got the chicken all cut up into chunks as well. And this is going to be gorgeous. All of those flavors just cooking together. To me, there's nothing better than summer tomatoes in Jersey. Absolutely. Okay, everybody's mixed. Basil is in there. There's so much garlic in here. The house is going to smell yummo. Okay, here we go. Let's see what happens in a half an hour. This is definitely going to be great because it's going to feed us for quite a few days. Really healthy, really yummy, really basic. And future me is going to be thanking today me because I've already cooked. It's just going to be heated up. Warming. Love it. Okay. What is your favorite thing to do with tomatoes? And what's your favorite thing to cook ahead of time to feed you in the later weeks? Let me know in the comments below. I'll let you see what happens when it comes out. Hang tight. Well, let's see what's happening. So this is about a half an hour later, and it is gorgeous. But I've had a little bit of a change of heart. I'm gonna do gluten-free pasta. The tomatoes and the chicken have given me such a sauce that I think I'm gonna take And while the pasta water is cooking, I'm gonna take some spinach and add it to the party. So I'm gonna do I'm gonna do probably half this box because you know spinach just absolutely wilts down to nothing. So that will be another layer of flavor and so much yumminess. So I'm just gonna take and spoon over the sauce and kind of try to mix in the spinach and let it wilt down in the sauce and kind of get some of that flavor, the tomatoes and the chicken, the feta, garlic, all of that together. If I had cooked it in from the beginning, I would be afraid that, well, the spinach taste would be maybe a little bit more pronounced, and I'm not a huge fan of cooked spinach. So I like it wilted and I like it in my dishes, but I'm not always crazy about cooked spinach. Although a friend from seminary, Kim Strange, for the moment, I cannot think of the order of her names, but Kim makes a mean wilted garlic or wilted spinach that's amazing, that kind of turned me towards thinking about spinach cooked. I had never liked it, and I think that's because, you know, as a child of the 70s, it was either frozen or canned, and I think it took us a while as children of the 70s and 80s to come back to fresh vegetables that possibly we didn't really get a chance to appreciate because of the era we grew up in. So you can see mixed in, look at that, it's all good. So I'm gonna put this back in the oven for another 10 minutes and let it just get into the composition. And then from there, we'll have dinner. Oh my gosh, it smells so good. Yummo. Okay, back in, here we go. Isn't that gorgeous? I can imagine putting 2 boxes of feta in there because the tomatoes and the chicken are really what is the front flavors. And I really wanted, I was expecting more from the feta, but the tomatoes have overpowered the feta. So I think I would, if I really wanted it to be as forward with feta as I was thinking, I would probably add another box and do 16 ounces or do a whole block, but blocks are hard to find. But this is what I'm doing. Okay, tune back in. Hang tight. Okay, I think we're ready. With a little bit of pasta, a lot of chicken and tomatoes and spinach. Oh my goodness, that looks good. It's got a little earthier smell to it. Spinach is completely wilted in the middle of it. And chicken is done. Okay, friends, this is what's for dinner. Definitely make this if you get a chance. You will not be sad. Love from New Jersey.